Welcome along as we are on a quest to make our homes all they can be.
All that God wants them to be, and He'll equip us to do it.
So stick around. This is A Home That Heals.
Merry Christmas! Oh boy, I am Bree, a Christmas absolute lover, and this is my mom, Dee.
And I love Christmas too.
You do.
And I love
alpacas.
So I couldn't believe it when I found this. I bought this from myself. It's my Christmas present to me. Can you see it?
It is so cute.
Cute alpaca.
If you haven't seen our alpacas, you got to hop over to A Home That Heals on Facebook and Instagram, and you can check out all of Mom's little alpacas and our new baby, Libby Bell. This is her first Christmas.
Her first
What
Christmas.
did you get, Libby?
So that is a secret.
Oh, because she doesn't know. That's what I've learned as her daughter.
It's Christmas morning, and you can't reveal it until you reveal it.
That's right.
Or until you figure it out, because I honestly hadn't thought of that. Too many people to buy Christmas presents for.
Oh.
You add alpacas in, and it's a little difficult. But we're so glad that you're with us. If you were watching this on Christmas morning, which is probably unlikely, but we indulge in quite a few traditions on Christmas morning. But the one that my one grandson asked me about the other day is just a favorite, and that is those pull-aparts, that you take the bundt pan, you take the frozen rolls, you put the pudding, you put the brown sugar, and then, they're great. And he said, why do you only make those on Christmas? And I said, well, because I'd weigh 500 pounds if I made them more often than that, because I can eat them forever. But that's one of our traditions. And it's funny how the kids learn that early on. They know what the traditions are within just a few years.
They really do. We are all about traditions. We've talked about it so many times on the podcast. Because traditions are rich. They help you pass on so many good values to your kids. They help make memories for your family. I truly believe in the reality that traditions are healing. They are healing.
Oh, they are.
They bring a sense of, I belong here. This is where I belong. So we just thought it would be fun today to talk about some of our favorite traditions that we have done. Maybe some flops too. I have
had a few
several of those. And as we look to a new year, remembering traditions don't have to just be at Christmas time. They can be year-round. And so whether it's a Christmas tradition that you're doing this year, we would love to hear from you. So you can comment below or you can send us a message, because we love sharing tradition ideas.
Yeah, because that's where you get some of the best ones. So I want to say this before we move on. I showed off my little alpaca shirt, but you have your cozies on today.
I know.
Too.
I was going to say that was a Christmas present for you. This was a Christmas present for me, because I could buy sweatpants for every day of the year. I'm that girl that I get home and I don't do anything until I make a beeline for my closet and I put my sweatpants on. I just love my cozies. So much.
Those are cute, and it looks like they're very comfortable. And her slippers say Mama Bear, by the way. You probably can't see those, so that's very appropriate as well. Well, so we're going to talk about traditions. You said that it makes people feel like they belong. It also makes kids feel secure. There's a lot of research behind that traditions help create that security feeling that, all is well. Even though things might be crazy, when those traditions are followed, that gives them a sense of stability. And psychologists will tell you that traditions really go a long, long way toward healing. It isn't just something that we think is kind of fun because it matches with the name of our podcast. So we're advocates for that. But I also want to say, moms, I'm going to look right at you right now. If you weigh yourself down so heavy with trying to do a million gazillion traditions, then it can backfire. And so as we talk about these things, and as hopefully you share some of your favorite traditions, just be sure to, comment about them, because we need to refresh them every so often and start new ones. That's always fun too. But I hope you won't get burdened and bogged down. If you have had a Christmas where the traditions went out the window because life happened, you know what? I'm going to tell a quick story. So we're moving, and that's a whole big story that we need to unveil here pretty soon. I could not put up a single Christmas decoration this year. Not a single one. Because, you know, we're selling the house, and the house can't be looking all cutesy with all my ugly little ornaments on the tree, because that wouldn't sell a house. And I have to say it's sad, but I had to let it go. Just let it go. So hopefully, if that was your Christmas too, and you just didn't quite get the traditions figured out, then please don't feel guilty about it.
No, and I love that you started with that, because my first thought was, let me tell you all what not to do.
Oh, okay. Let me just sit back and take a drink of this nice cup of coffee you gave me.
I was that new mom that I wanted to do all the things, all the traditions. And I've said 100 times, I'm so glad I got married when Pinterest wasn't around, yet I did not have children when Pinterest was not around. And it was awful, because I saw all the cute things and all these moms.
Pinterest is the devil. We used to tell our brides that when you had the wedding venue.
Yeah.
Did you see those brides would go, every month they were changing their colors and their theme. And anyway, okay, I'm sorry, I interrupted.
Okay. Well, it is, though. It's daunting. You know, you think, well, I've got to do all these things. And this is, okay, moms, if you have little itty bitty babies, I've been telling all the new mamas in my life this. If you have itty bitty babies and you think that they are going to remember what you did when they were 1 and 2, they won't. I promise. Now, the feeling it evokes, and sometimes it's just for you because you are so excited to have that first little one. And so if that's you, then yes, embrace it. Do it for yourself and for your new little family, but don't feel the pressure. I, as a new mama, I had a 3-year-old, 2-year-old, and a baby. And that was probably my worst year to date of trying to do all the things, all the traditions, because I did feel like my 3-year-old, he was really understanding it. And my 2-year-old was kind of getting the hang of it too. And so I wanted to do all things. And I had this wonderful idea of doing the 30 Days of Christmas books, a new book.
I remember now that you said this.
Every day of December, and they were going to get to open it every day. And so can I just tell you, it's really easy to find like 5 books. After that, it's darn hard.
Yeah, so you didn't sign up for something that they sent you a book? No, you found original books for every day.
Yes, I went out to the thrift stores. I went all around trying to find these 30 books. So anyways, I find these 30 books. I wrap them all cute. I put them under the tree. I tell the kids.
And you wrapped them individually?
Yes, individually, because every day they open a new book. They got to choose whichever book they wanted. And so I tell, my little 3 and 2-year-old, like they're really understanding the concept of this. And I put them under the tree, and we do the first day, and it's just so fun. They get this new book. And then the second day, in the afternoon, I'm cleaning and everything, and I walk in, and I see under the tree, every single book had been opened.
Okay, now, you didn't tell the most important part here, because I remember the night you wrapped all those books, and you were so done with wrapping 30
I don't really like wrapping
books. Yeah. So it was all the worse when you come in the room and he'd open every single one.
Every single one. Yeah. No. And I won't tell you who the culprit was. It was not both of them. It was only one of them. And he was still in the process. I mean, he had the evidence all around. He was, in the process of opening another one.
That he shouldn't have been doing it? Was it guilty? Did he know he shouldn't?
No, he was just so
delighted.
Cute. He just looked up and had this big smile on his face. But I have pictures of it still. And now that is my favorite story to tell at Christmas. I have never done the 30 books of Christmas again. I will not be doing that tradition.
You don't have a post on Pinterest about that,
I do not have a post. So give yourself some grace. Yeah. Try traditions. If they work, great. If they don't,
let it go.
Let it go. It's not a big deal.
All right. Well, so that's the theme of our podcast about traditions.
Yes.
But we will come back in just a minute with some of the tried and true traditions that we think maybe are worth passing along to you, but mainly because we want you to pass some along to us. Let's have fun sharing about that when we come back.
Hi, I'm Brad, president of Northwest Christian Credit Union, and we're proud to be sponsoring this episode of A Home That Heals. At Northwest Christian Credit Union, your financial well-being is our priority. Your Christian values are welcomed, and your faith is encouraged. From everyday personal banking to multi-million-dollar church loans to biblically sound investing, Northwest Christian Credit Union is your stewardship partner. We're here to serve with personalized banking in person or online. Northwest Christian Credit Union has been serving the Christian community since 1954. Investing back into our local Christian community is a part of our DNA, and believe that healthy homes foster a stronger community. So we are proud to sponsor A Home That Heals. Visit mynccu.org to explore how membership can benefit you.
Well, welcome back. Thank you for being with us on A Home That Heals. We would love to hear some of your family traditions. So please hop on over to Facebook or Instagram, A Home That Heals. Send us a message, share with us, or you can comment on this video or on our podcast. We love hearing from you because, frankly, we've stolen some of your ideas, and we love that.
We should give credit where credit is due.
We should. So, Mom, I want to hear some of your favorite traditions.
Well, you told me you were going to ask me that, so I started taking notes and trying to write down, and I have a long list.
Which, speaking of, I think I know a Christmas gift that I should get you is a much cuter Christmas notebook.
You don't like my notepad? Okay.
Tell me your ideas.
This makes it look like I've been hard at work, see? No, I have a lot but I also have some that I think made me feel like a complete failure every stinking Christmas. I'd get all these cute cards with my friends and pictures of their family, and I don't know if we ever did that. And that I feel bad that we didn't.
Well, we weren't that cute of kids, so you just
no, you were the cutest kids ever. But I never did that tradition, and so I was kind of thinking of the traditions that I didn't do. I didn't do Christmas cards. I felt kind of bad about that, but a lot of these other ones, like Christmas caroling, that was big. When I was a teenager, youth groups, we would go into the neighborhoods, to the nursing homes, to the hospital every year, and we would sing Christmas carols. And I was in a youth group at the time. My husband and I dated when we were in high school, and we both loved to sing. And we had a lot of good singers and guitar players.
Oh, fun.
And you know what? I have chills thinking about it now. I love Christmas caroling, and I'm kind of afraid that that's fading. Although our church is going out and doing a whole neighborhood Christmas carol this year, or did do that, I should say. And so hopefully that'll be a tradition at our church because that was a neat one. So that's one of mine. Have you ever gone Christmas caroling much?
I was trying to think. I know when we were younger, you were too then, when I was younger.
I was, believe it or not.
I remember us going caroling, but it really has gone to the wayside, I think, and that does make me sad.
Yeah.
I wonder why that is. I don't know. Maybe you can share. Do you carol? Are there places to do caroling still? Because that is such a neat tradition.
Yeah.
I love that.
Well, and my story about Christmas cookie decorating, that's another tradition. And I've told that story, and it's my favorite Christmas story. I won't retell it today, but
we can put a link in.
If you go over
it's pretty funny.
Yeah, pretty funny. I had a huge cookie decorating fail with Bree and her little friend, and so I've never really been big on cookie decorating, even though I love it. And this year, you bought me probably one of my favorite things this year. She bought me, my little girl, grandbaby, was going to be spending the night, and so she bought me one of those gingerbread houses to decorate.
Gingerbread houses for dummies.
For
best
dummies.
one.
It was the best one ever because it had this plastic thing that then you glue, or with frosting you glue the thing to it. So the first gingerbread house that didn't collapse by the end of the decorating session. So thank you for that, by the way, because that's
welcome.
A fun thing to do. That's a good tradition. So you know what? I'm big on Christmas stockings. I think that's my favorite part, is to fill the Christmas stockings. And I remember when I started buying Christmas stockings for my family, I started getting this one style of needlepoint Christmas stockings, and it got harder as they were adding, grandbabies, because they didn't seem to be as prevalent anymore. But that's one of my favorite things. Oh, another thing, and this goes back to another episode we did, is the book Jotham's Journey, and then the whole series of book that our friend Arnie Etriide wrote. And we read those every Christmas, usually for Advent, and that's one of my favorite traditions. Here's one. Okay. If you want to make, now I know this is Christmas Day or right after Christmas if you're watching this, so this would be something that you could start praying about now, and it makes it so fun then for next year. So here's what you do. You just pray and just say, Lord, would you show me someone that I can bless this Christmas. Would you reveal to me in big ways or small ways someone that I can maybe bless financially or maybe bless with a kind word? I mean, whatever it might be, would you reveal that to me and help me to know that you had me in this place at this time for this good work? And it makes Christmas such an adventure, don't you think?
Mm-hmm. It is. That's one of my favorite stories that the kids ask every single Christmas, is for me to tell them about the different times when I was young that we would go on these little excursions because Mom met a lady in a line at a store. and whether we were dropping gifts off or whatever it was, I don't want to toot horns. It's not about that. It's just about finding somebody that you can bring hope and light into their life, and hopefully all in the pursuit of pointing them to Jesus. And just as I pray, if you're watching this and you don't know the hope and the amazing love that Christmas is all about, that God loved you so much that He sent His Son, that Christmas is a celebration of Jesus Christ's birth, and that birth also led to death, and it was death for your sins and mine, that while we were still sinners, He came and He rescued us and saved us, and He wants us desperately to know Him and follow Him and to live through this new year with a hope that we didn't even realize was possible. Then I just pray that for you. And if you're watching this thinking, I want to spread that hope, I want to spread that light, it is amazing. Just like Mom said, if you pray, people will just start, showing up in lines. But
He never gives you more than you can handle, and I think that's what was so cool about it. Some years it's just something small, and of course you can always go out and there's so many great organizations to donate to. Our sponsor here, KTSY, they've been doing these home renovations this past Christmas for this Christmas season, and different things that they sponsor that you can jump on board with too. So there's always great things that way. It makes it so fun. Okay, so here's a couple of other things. My mom would always make on Christmas Eve this macaroni and chicken casserole, but it had exotic ingredients. I mean, this goes back to my childhood. Exotic ingredients in this casserole, like water chestnuts.
Y'all, it's good. It's good.
Stuffing mix and all kinds of stuff. And so eventually it passed on to me to make the Christmas Eve casserole. And the first year I did it, I forgot the most important ingredient. And I don't even remember what it is now that I forgot. But everybody put their spoon into it. It was like, this doesn't taste the same. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Because before that, Grandma had made it. Always, so I knew I don't like casseroles really, but I loved this casserole.
Okay, will you remind me to put the recipe up? Because it's kind of a kid-friendly thing. Even though it has water chestnuts in it, you kind of chop them up. It just gives it a little bit of crunch. Anyway.
You shouldn't have said the ingredients, because I have to say most of the ingredients in it I don't even like. But altogether, there's something magical about it. I don't know.
And it's easy, and you can make it ahead of time. So that's the best part of all. Okay, let's see. So food is a big part of my traditions. Another thing is, the Christmas Eve service. Here's something else I'd like to say. You just shared a little bit about Jesus and the hope that we have in Him. I remember growing up and people sometimes saying that, they go to church on Christmas and Easter. And some people kind of looking their nose down at that. And I would just like to say that, you know what? That's where I became a believer, was at a Christmas Eve service when I was a child. I was in kindergarten, and I remember it as vividly as if it were yesterday. I still have the ornament that Sunday school teacher put in our little bag. They used to give you brown bags with an orange and candy and stuff in it, and this cute little angel ornament. I remember everything about it. If you're not a regular churchgoer, you know what? Go on Christmas Eve or go on Easter. You know what? Begin that journey however you can. It's maybe how God will draw you and reveal Himself to you. And anyway, so I'm big on Christmas Eve services. I think that if you can gather the family and go and just soak in that this is a time that God revealed Himself became a man for us, and to understand what that's all about. That's just, to me, one of the best things. And how about this? On the total other end of the spectrum, Christmas jokes. Now, it's not my tradition, but other people, we had this one friend who had the corniest jokes at Christmas time. I couldn't remember a single one of them. So I looked up Christmas jokes. So here you go. Why did the Christmas cookie go to the doctor?
I don't know.
It was feeling crumbly.
Oh.
Okay, maybe you can do better on this one. Why did Santa's helper go into counseling? She doesn't know.
No.
Because he had low elf esteem.
Low elf. You know what I love?
Kind of stuff.
I love people who are good at jokes.
I
I'm
do
horrible
too.
at jokes,
I do
and
too.
I can't ever figure them out. There is a gentleman who greets us every Sunday at church, and he greets us with a joke. And it is such a fun way to walk into church.
Yeah.
I did guess one of them. I guessed one the other week, and I felt so proud of myself.
Okay, I give you a challenge then.
Yes.
Okay, you've got 2 jokes now. Can you remember them?
No.
Why did the Christmas cookie go to the
Okay.
doctor?
Yes, yeah.
And why did the elf go in, or no, why did Santa's helper go, we don't want to give a clue. Why did Santa's helper go in for counseling?
Okay.
So you can flip the coin. You can flip it to
and tell him a joke.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
And then report back to us how it goes.
I love it. All right. Well, we hope you are having a very Merry Christmas, and that you are starting or enjoying beautiful traditions with your family. Hopefully this has given you some ideas, but at the end of the day, just remember, you were made for this. You've got this. Just gather your family. Do the things that you love doing with one another, that mainly just carve out time, that shut out the world and make you realize the most important gift ever is Jesus Christ. And He has blessed you with this beautiful family that you get to call yours. And so we pray for you, we pray for your kids, and that your home will be everything God intended it to be.
So thanks for being with us for A Home That Heals as we celebrate the most wonderful gift of all. And we are so thankful for you and yours. God bless you.
A Home That Heals is produced in partnership with 89.5 KTSY. To find out more about them, go to ktsy.org.